Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Walker with the Overland Park Chamber of Commerce. I'm here today representing the Johnson County Public Policy Council, which is a collaborative effort of the 10 chambers of commerce in Johnson County. Today, I'm with Anh-Nguyet Nguyen, who is a candidate for the USD 232 School Board in DeSoto. And Anna, welcome. And if you have any opening thoughts, we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me. My name is Anh-Nguyet Nguyen, and I'm running for the at-large position for USD 232 School Board. I chose to run because of my deep devotion to public education. I came to uh, I came to this country in 1975 to Salina, Kansas, when the Civil War in Vietnam came to an end. We escaped Vietnam and we came to Salina, and my parents, unable to speak English, unable to do anything but work at a factory, still understood the extreme importance of an education. So, minus 2 years in private school, I spent my entire education in public school, in public education. I managed to graduate in the top 5% of my class and went on to get a bachelor's degree and my PhD with honors, also from a public university, Rock Chalk. And I would hold my education up against anybody else's, and I attribute this entirely because of the instruction and guidance I received from all of my teachers and my professors, all in public education. I we moved to my husband and I moved to Western Shawnee in 2006. And then I've been involved in the community in some capacity, but in 2010, I became actively involved in the district when our daughter started kindergarten. This past May, she graduated and is now at KU as a freshman, also pursuing a degree in biology. And she has done extremely well. And she attributes this, but she doesn't really want to admit in public, but she attributes it to how well USD 232 prepared her for college. And we are extremely proud of that. Our son is a freshman at Mill Valley and hope that he will also see the importance in education. I started serving on PTA, PTO, site councils, and in 2020, I answered the district's call for substitute teachers, and it was the best thing I ever did. I was able to be put into the classroom to teach, which feeds my love for education, but it also allowed me to meet students, talk to teachers, talk to faculty, staff, and the administrators. And so it put me in a very unique situation where I am able to hear them, and it just feeds my love, not just for education, but my ongoing desire to make sure every single student, every single person is heard, seen, and valued. And that's my goal to run for school board.
Great. Well, thank you for that introduction. And why don't we roll right into our questions? I'll start with the first one. As a school board candidate, what are your top 3 policy issues?
So the recurring theme for me, and I think just drives everything in my personal life and as a school board member, would be we have growth coming to our district. This is unavoidable. But with that growth, I don't want anyone to disappear. I don't want anyone to fall between the cracks. I need every single person to feel seen. I need them all to feel valued. I need all of them to be heard. So my priority is to make sure every student, every faculty member, every staff member, every single person does feel valued and that we hear them and we see them. um, my second one would be, again, with the teachers, we have to recruit and retain top talent. We don't pay the teachers the highest in the metro area, but we have to make them feel valued. So as we try to close that gap, we have to make it up somehow, make them sure that they feel valued, that they feel that we do appreciate them. And again, that's how you can retain the talent. And then third of all, the safety issue. I really want our kids and our teachers to be safe. I My child went to school the last 2 years every day telling me I am prepared every day for a shooter to show up. And I don't want our children to have to grow that way, even though that is our landscape right now. But I also feel like if we make sure every child, every student feels valued, feels seen, and feels important, then we may not have to deal with those types of things anymore. So the safety, the retention of our teachers, and the success of our students, my three top priorities, I think all stem from making them all feel valued.
It's difficult to talk about education without talking about funding. And so what are your thoughts on K through 12 education funding right now?
I always think it can be better. Our teachers are grossly underpaid. Our parents are terribly underpaid. Uh, I don't believe that we will ever be able to pay our teachers what they are truly worth, but we certainly can do better. Part of making them feel valued is to certainly compensate them, but also, again, um, give them the resources they need to make our children successful. I can't teach my kids. It doesn't matter how highly educated I am not going to be a good teacher to my kids. I think I'm a great substitute teacher to the other kids, but my kids not so much. So, I have to give our teachers what they need to make our students successful.
And funding is only part of the equation. The other part is accountability for student performance. So, our system does require accountability measures for student performance, and a lot of that's focused on post-secondary success and career readiness. Do you believe the district is meeting the expectations for student achievement?
So our district does an excellent job, in my opinion. I believe, my daughter, she is at KU and got the top grades in her classes on her first two sets of exams. And again, she attributed that to her education at 232 and how well they prepared her for college. I also love the fact that we have moved away from emphasizing a four-year college for every student. I love that we have started to understand, embrace, and encourage kids who that's just not for them. Maybe, we have a huge shortage of skilled trades, and that's being emphasized and pushed, and I really like that. And I do think our district is doing a very good job, but we could always do better. I'm not one to rest on our laurels. We always can do better.
Your answer to that last question is a nice segue to this one. We know Kansas is experiencing low unemployment rates and employers are struggling to find qualified workers. How do you see the school district helping to meet the business community's future workforce needs through programs like work-based learning, internships, training, and other career exploration opportunities?
So 232 has the amazing CTech Center that helps students with and for real life experiences. So we do a really good job of that. However, I own a business, and I actually had a student come to my business and shadow the people to see if that was something she wanted to pursue. And at the end of her time, she really wanted to pursue a career in our industry. I feel like we could engage more businesses. I feel like we could engage more industries, more businesses to help these students have internships, to have them come. Our seniors have early release. Let's get them into those positions during that early release time. Some of them can be paid, some of them not. Either way, let's engage more businesses to allow this.
And you mentioned public school a couple of times already. What are your thoughts on efforts by the state legislature to expand school choice?
So this bill, I think, was passed in haste, and the way that it is written can be quite damaging to not just our district, but to many districts. And I think it needs to be further examined and modified. As it's written right now, they have created a situation where they could be overburdening a district such as ours without any means to compensate or to help us with any resources to accommodate those students. I have no problem with students coming into our district. What I have a problem with is how the state framed it and putting the onus on us to fund all of it from us.
Switching gears a little bit, what do you think is the greatest challenge facing USD 232 right now?
Growth is coming. Like I said, we are growing, and it's an amazing district, and it's just hard to predict with accuracy what's going to be, how many we'll have in the next school year. So understanding that growth, trying to predict it, trying to make accommodations for it to make sure every student gets a quality education, I think is probably the biggest challenge.
And you can't talk about DeSoto right now without talking about Panasonic. And,
Yep.
and with the arrival of Panasonic is going to be an increase in revenues to the school district. So if you were elected, how do you think those revenues should best be used? Is it to reduce school bonds, increase wages for employees, increase training for students, et cetera? Can you give your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think again, you know, one of the ways to value the teachers is to compensate them, to give them the higher salary that they deserve, to get the resources that they need to do their job, to support them in every way, because they are the ones who are teaching, guiding, advising our students. And they need to be given the proper tools, the necessary tools to do that with the continuing excellence. So I would prioritize that.
And my last question for you, what makes you uniquely qualified to serve on the USD 232 school board, and what most distinguishes you from your opponents?
I believe I'm the only one who has served as a substitute teacher. It puts me in a very unique position that I've been in the classroom. I have met these students. I have developed a relationship with these students. I have developed relationships with the teachers, with the administrators, with the support staff. I treat everybody the same. I treat every child as if they're mine, which my kids will probably say that's not such a great thing, but I've developed relationship with these kids and I love them like they're my own children. I hope that every child sees me as I see them. When I see them in public, they have come up and said, Miss Nguyen, and give me hugs. And I hope that they always know that I value them, that they feel valued by me.
Well, Anna, as I said, that's our last question. I want to give you a chance to offer any final thoughts you'd like to offer.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I just hope that people do understand that I'm also running just so that every child can. We want parents to be involved. We want families to be involved. But I grew up in a situation where my parents could not be involved. I didn't have the resources that my children have today. And I just want every single student to look at me and say, it doesn't matter. You can still succeed. You can come from nothing and you can still succeed, especially with the amazing education that USD 232 provides. And I only want to make it even better.
Well, great. Again, thank you for spending some time with me today. I want to wish you the best with your campaign. And let me remind anybody watching this recording that there is a wealth of voter education information on our Public Policy Council website, which is www.votejoco.com.
Thank you so much.